So I've been day trading for a long time now. I currently only trade futures, but in the past, I used to trade options, I used to trade Forex, I used to trade crypto. I used to trade everything under the sun pretty much. So in this video, I'm going to explain why I chose to settle with futures, why I love futures, and just the whole process of why I came to that conclusion of why futures are the best choice for me. So no further ado, let's get right into this video. So first, I'll just explain everything that I traded in chronological order. So first, when I first started trading all the way back in 2018, I started trading with stocks. I thought stocks were like the way to go. I really wasn't too educated. And at that point, I didn't even know what options or futures even were. So I quickly learned that when you don't have that much money, as I really didn't have that much money back then, it's gonna be really hard for you to make money with just like individual stocks, especially when like you're not trading options. So I learned about that and I was thinking like, oh, well, there's got to be a way to like make more money with this. And then I found options. And then obviously I learned that options gave you the ability to make a lot more money, but you could also lose a lot more money. And it also makes them things a lot more complicated, as I'll get into later. So I was trading with options for a bit. So like for 2019, 2020, I was trading with options. And then I want to say in 2021, I was also trading options. But around this period, let's say I took a break from trading for like 6 months to a year, somewhere in that time frame. And when I came back into it, I was thinking, oh, like maybe I should do something different this time. Because like I did try to trade options before. And I think when I first got into it, I messed around with options a little bit, but I was like, no, I can't keep losing money with these options things. Like maybe something else will work better for me. So then I was watching YouTube videos like many of us do, like you yourself are watching this YouTube video, and I found this guy on YouTube called Doyle Exchange. I love Doyle Exchange with all my heart. He's one of the people I look up to. I just don't trade the way that he does anymore. I used to try to trade like him, but so I found like his strategy, the way he was trading, and I saw that he was trading Forex at the time. I'm pretty sure he trades futures now. Yeah, he does trade futures now, but back then he was trading Forex. So I was like, oh wow, like this is something that's really interesting me, and I don't know why. I thought it was really interesting because I guess I was so familiar with the options. I knew the Greeks, but I didn't understand like these lot sizes and stuff. So like it was just a new world for me. So I got into Forex. I was trading Forex for a bit, and originally I was just trading with like TD Ameritrade and like a personal broker for a Forex account. And then again, I kind of realized like to trade Forex with like a traditional US broker, you're gonna need a lot of money because the leverage they give you isn't that high. And then at that point, I kind of made my way into prop firms. And then there are Forex prop firms like CFD, contract for difference prop firms. And those were really, back then, those were really a big thing. So I started messing around with those. And then at that point, I was like, okay, well, I kind of got to trade Forex. I'll drop the options, which I kind of was down for that. I was kind of getting tired of options at that time. So I was like, I'll drop the options. I'll only trade Forex and I'll mess around with these prop firm things because I think the risk reward here was just too good to miss out on. So from like I want to say like the end of first quarter of 2022 is around. No, I'm sorry, the end of the third quarter of 2022, I think. Yeah, that's when I started trading with prop firms, but I was trading Forex at the first quarter of 2022. But yeah, so I was trading with those Forex brokers. Well, the prop firms, I should say, not brokers. And one other thing is I was thinking about it too if I kept trading this Forex stuff, like contract for difference, because that's just what it is. But well, it's only a contract for difference if like you're trading like gold where it's XAU USD or like NAS, which is like NAS 100, like or NDX 100, whatever you call it. But the unregulated forex brokers, if you wanted higher leverage, you'd have to go to like an unregulated broker, which has all these other problems. Oh, and also one other thing I forgot to mention is in the US, it's a little harder to trade like contract for differences because they're technically illegal in the US. Like US citizens can't trade CFDs for some reason. I think it's stupid, but so technically as a US citizen can't really trade NDX 100. So you would be forced to go to futures, which is kind of like leading into why I got into futures. But yeah, so those prop firms, the reason I got into futures was those like CFD contract for difference prop firms, they were having a lot of issues. It was around like there's a prop firm called The Funded Trader, and like they went down, and there's also My Forex Funds. And when those people started going down, it was really like havoc was kind of going. And I noticed at that time, a lot of traders were like just migrating, I guess, to these futures prop firms. Where like Top Step, for example, they had been in business for like 10 years or whatever it is. I think it's like 12 years now. something ridiculous. But they've been in business for a very long time. But they're open to U.S. clients because some of these prop firms too were like, yeah, we can't service U.S. clients anymore because like back then, one of the reasons this whole switch happened was like MetaTrader 5, if you know what that is, was servicing a lot of these prop firms, and they were like, hey, we're not going to allow you guys to service U.S. citizens with these CFDs anymore. And then whole havoc pretty much ensued. But so since prop firms are my main focus, that's why I switched from Forex to futures, because the futures prop firms were just more reliable, and I wanted to keep trading with prop firms. But I'm going to get into all the other points, like all the frustrations I had, why I switched and what changed, and also explain my current setup. So let's get right into the rest of this video. So what were some of the frustrations I had with Forex to start with? So the first is just the spread. So I don't know if you traded Forex before, but if you do, you realize the spread is completely different than what it is on like futures. Like the spread is wide. It depends where you go. Like certain places have wider spreads. Like there were certain prop firms I was trading with where the spread was really wide. And like there'd be times where like your stop loss wouldn't get hit, but it would get you out. Or your take profit would get hit barely and never fills your order. Or it's just annoying when you press that button to like buy or sell, and it's like, okay, well, price is up here right now, and then it says I bought all the way up here, and it's like, how'd that happen? It's just annoying. And speaking of spread, though, part of the reason for that is because there's not any centralized data. With futures, for example, like you're trading the NQ contract, like there's the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and like you're paying for futures data, and like if you set a limit order at one place, there'd be absolutely no reason why broker to broker there should be a difference where like one order is not getting executed and the other one is. And then also, like I talked before, when you're dealing with Forex, especially when you live in the US, if you want better leverage, you got to deal with these unregulated brokers. And an unregulated broker technically could, like, you could deposit 2K, run it up to 10K, withdraw it, and they could be like, yeah, we're not paying you for some stupid reason. Or like a regulated broker, they're definitely going to pay you. Like you could take them to court or whatever, however the process is for not getting paid by regulated broker. But I'm sure that never happens. But yeah, and like I was talking before though, like leverage. So like futures, if you're in the US, futures is going to allow you to get a lot better leverage compared to trading Forex. And toward the end of my Forex journey, I was trading only the like NASDAQ. So in the beginning, I was trading like XAU USD and like GBP, JPY, and all these different Forex pairs. But toward the end, I was only trading NAS, and I was like, well, if I'm going to keep trading the NASDAQ, I might as well go to futures so I can get like better fill and stuff like that. But for the reason that I didn't like options, honestly, it just comes down to, I mean, I do understand with options, the risk to reward is really high there. Like you risk whatever the contract size is, whatever the contract cost is. And then it'd be pretty easy for you to make a lot of money if it keeps going in your favor. But the only thing is though is just the Greeks. Like it's so complicated. There's time decay. So like if you purchase something and then it goes up, but it takes too long to go up, or you're buying a call, like you could not make any money, or you could even lose money when you were right in the direction, but you just didn't have the right time frame. So that's one of the reasons why I love futures though. I don't have to worry about like if it's going to hit in a timely manner. The only thing that matters is I buy here, I sell here, and there's commissions, which is something that's like you barely got to think about. So like I was saying before though, why I switched. I mean, I just wanted a centralized exchange. I didn't want that extreme spread. I wanted my orders to actually get filled where I thought they'd be. And I was just tired of dealing with those Forex brokers. And I also thought that I feel like a lot of these serious traders, I feel like a lot of them moved to futures. And while I did see the reasons why I did it, I figured, honestly, like I know you shouldn't just follow other people's like what they're doing, but I was like, you know what, if everyone else is switching to futures, all the good traders are doing it, I might as well do it myself. And honestly, in time, I've realized why it was such a great decision, because they really were right. Futures is the move, in my opinion, especially if you're trading like NASDAQ or gold. And even if, let's say, you were trading like Euro USD or GBP USD, there are futures contracts for that too, just so you know. So as for my current setup and what I'm doing right now as of today, so like I said before, I only trade futures currently. I currently don't have a personal account. I only trade with prop firms. The prop firms I'm currently focusing on are Top Step and My Funded Futures. Also, if you're going to check out My Funded Futures, I'm going to put a link down below. If you use that link and code TIMBY272, you're going to get whatever the most recent discount is. My Funded Futures is a great firm. I've had a great experience with them. I've had multiple payouts from them. So I highly recommend them if you're looking for a prop firm. But right now, I'm just focusing on Top Step, My Funded Futures. I want to rack up those payouts. I do have some other firms I'm eyeing, but I don't want to talk about them yet until I've actually given them like a fair shot and had a good experience, so I can actually give you guys like my full opinion that's like well rounded. But in the future, I do want to move to like get my own personal futures account. But at this moment right now, it kind of just doesn't make sense to me, and trading with prop firms just kind of seems like the best option overall. But right now, though, I don't think any part of me would ever consider going back to like a Forex like CFD prop firm. These futures prop firms are honestly currently just so much better than these Forex prop firms. You don't have to worry about payout denials. I mean, obviously they happen sometimes with futures firms, but those like other firms like those CFD Forex prop firms, they have so many more problems. Like I'm so much happier that I switched. So if you're unsure of what you should be trading, here's my advice to you. So first, you need to analyze how you're currently trading and how it's going. So let's say if you're trading Forex right now, it's going great for you. I recommend not switching anything up unless you see a need where you're like, oh, well, I'm barely making money, or you just have a good reason why you should try something else. I think just stick with what you're doing and try to improve that and just try not to strategy hop pretty much. So, and it also, if let's say you are getting into trading and you're not sure which way do I go, I don't have experience in any of these, I recommend going with futures. I mean, I am a little biased because I myself trade futures, but especially if you're trading like NASDAQ, like ES, the US 30 YM, like which is the Dow Jones, if you're trading gold, even if you're trading like Euro USD, GBP USD, futures is a great way to go. Like it really is, especially if you live in the US. Also, if you live in the US, I highly recommend you trading futures because if you live in the US, you're gonna have a hard time trading Forex. The only time I honestly recommend like options is when you have a lot of money and you know what you're doing, like you're familiar with the Greeks, and you also have times where you have trades that go really far. But if let's say you're trading like a small risk to reward, like you're trading a 1-to-1 risk to reward, in my opinion, it's probably better if you're trading futures. But if you watch this video all the way through, I'd really appreciate if you could give me a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe. I hope you have a great day.